Have you ever felt like you've been cast out, cast aside, maybe because of just the way you look, or maybe because of something that you've done, and people have tossed you aside, and your reputation now goes in front of you? Today we hear a story about a man just like that, who encounters Jesus and how Jesus responds to him. Check this one out. Today's reading, we continue in the Gospel of Luke, and we're reading today the story of a man named Zacchaeus. And Zacchaeus has a questionable social standing in his society, and Jesus comes and invites him in anyway. Listen to this. This is a reading from the Gospel according to Luke. Glory to you, O Lord. Jesus entered Jericho and was passing through it. A man was there named Zacchaeus. He was a chief tax collector, and he was rich. He was trying to see who Jesus was, but on account of the crowd, he could not, because he was short in stature. So he ran ahead and he climbed a sycamore tree to see him, because he was going to pass by that way. When Jesus came to the place, he looked up and he said to him, "Zacchaeus, hurry up and come down, for I must stay at your house today." So Zacchaeus hurried down and was happy to welcome him. All who saw this began to grumble, and they said, "Jesus has gone to be the guest of one who's a sinner." Zacchaeus stood there and said to the Lord, "Look, half of my possessions, Lord, I will give these to the poor, and if I have defrauded anyone of anything, I will pay back 4 times as much." And then Jesus said to him, "Today salvation has come to this house, because Zacchaeus too is a son of Abraham. For the Son of Man came to seek and to save what was lost." The Gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. I love this story. Zacchaeus, a man who is a tax collector, but not just a tax collector, the chief tax collector. Now remember, we've heard about the tax collectors before. They're the ones who are collecting money from the people on behalf of the Roman government, and they're turning it all over. And in their practice, it was not unusual or even really out of bounds for them to be skimming a little bit off the top. Do you know what I mean? And we hear Zacchaeus, he was the chief tax collector, and he was rich. This had worked for him. He had a good life, but it was all based on his wrongdoings. He was curious. He heard the stories of Jesus, and he wondered what Jesus might be like and how Jesus might respond to him. And so he was a short dude, right? So he ran ahead. He's like short but smart. He runs ahead. He's like, I know where Jesus is headed. And he gets there and he climbs this sycamore tree, and he's waiting and he's looking down as Jesus passes by. But Jesus has this divine appointment with Zacchaeus, and he looks up and he's like, "Hey, Zacchaeus, come on down. I'm coming to your place for dinner." This would have been, for a teacher of the law, for a rabbi like Jesus, to ally himself with and to be sitting around the table with someone in as high a position in the Roman government and with such a shoddy reputation. This would have been unacceptable. And we hear that. The people watching, they said, he's going to sit with Zacchaeus? He's going to Zacchaeus' house to have dinner? Are you kidding me? This is how it works. Jesus, no matter your size, your sin, or your social standing, he's looking at you and he's saying, I want to come in. I see who you really are, and I want to come in. I want to sit down with you. I want a relationship with you. I want a conversation with you. And that's what he's saying to you and me today. No matter your sin, what you've done in the past, no matter what you look like, your stature, short, tall, doesn't matter. No matter your social standing, the position you occupy, the position you don't, your reputation among the people, doesn't matter to me. I want to sit down with you. I made you. You and me are sons and daughters of Abraham. And that's just the way of saying we are going to inherit what God has for us because we're sons and daughters of God. No matter what. All we have to do is say yes. Jesus, I'll come and sit down with you. So today, outside in, he's literally saying, I'm here. I want to come in. It's a fun question to think about. What if Jesus showed up and said, hey, I'd like to come over to your place tonight. Let's hang out. Play some vids. Have some pizza. Would you say yes? See you next week. Laura, Chelsea, Sarah, Zalia, and Chloe. I still got this. You're now a bookmark in my Bible, and I'm praying for you.